Vince McMahon's tenure leading WWE included both brilliant and terrible ideas, with many outrageous ones that hardcore fans will always bring up here and there. I'm Kevin Kelm. Here are 10 weird Vince McMahon ideas that were canceled. Is there something weird in wrestling history that you remember? Get down in the comments and let us know about it. Number 10, Mr. McMahon is dead. McMahon has long been off television, and despite the occasional moments here and there over the years, the former WWE chairman always ended up strutting back down the ramp at some point during his time with the company. However, Mr. McMahon's character on screen had the most bonkers idea ever when he decided to have himself blown up when entering a limousine in what was a very interesting and shocking angle that got the world talking. However, with the unfortunate passing of Chris Benoit and the tragedy around that, the entire angle was written off, and Vince was quickly back on television, and the idea was completely written off, returning to television immediately. However, that did not stop people from asking their friends and family if Mr. McMahon was truly gone. Number 9, Mae Young is pregnant with Mark Henry's child. As puzzling as it may seem, in the late 1990s, Mark Henry became involved in a romantic storyline with Mae Young. If you thought it was weird that a 20-something world's strongest man was dating a woman in her 80s, well, it gets even weirder. After reportedly spending a few nights together, Mae announces to the WWE fans that she's pregnant with Henry's child. One night, the gigantic Viscera executed a body splash onto a pregnant Mae Young, and the veteran wrestler then went into labor backstage, giving birth to a single hand. Yes, a human hand. While WWE has honored the late Mae Young, rightfully so, with the Mae Young Classic Tournament, this is an uncomfortable storyline that will forever leave a bad taste in the mouths of those who remember it, and it's been joked about over the years as well. It still just illustrates the lengths to which Vince McMahon was willing to go to create the kind of car crash TV content at the time. Fortunately, this storyline was nipped in the bud and didn't get much traction afterwards. Number 8, Kerwin White. Back in mid-2005, Chavo Guerrero started his Kerwin White gimmick, ditching his Latino heat vibe and Mexican heritage to play this arrogant, golf-loving, stereotypical white suburban guy. He had dyed his hair blonde, drove a golf cart to the ring, and kept saying, if it's not white, it's not right. Ugh. And his caddy was Nick Nemeth, who would later be going by Dolph Ziggler. The character was created by Vince McMahon and his creative team to get people riled up to play on racial stereotypes, which is a common wrestling move for many decades. But the whole thing just didn't feel right anymore after the passing of Eddie Guerrero, his uncle, and, everyone felt that feeling in late 2005. The wrestling world, especially the Guerreros, really were annoyed with gimmick, and he knew continuing with the Kerwin White character was not the way to go and he pushed his Latino roots and would be in an inappropriate and disrespectful position. He was a proud man. So the Kerwin White character was quickly taken off television, and Chavo Guerrero went back to being Chavo Guerrero. Number 7, the feud with God. After his loss to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 22, McMahon spiraled into madness. McMahon was still furious that HBK had transformed his life and became a better man with a renewed faith in God. The former WWE chairman insisted that Michaels had God on his side at WrestleMania. Consequently, he arranged a tag team match at Backlash 2006, pitting himself and his son, Shane McMahon, against Shawn Michaels and God. Yeah, at Backlash, after the father-son duo entered, God appeared in the form of a spotlight accompanied by angelic music. Fed up with the mind games, HBK fought back against the McMahons, dominated for most of the match. However, the Spirit Squad interfered on Mr. McMahon's behalf to help him secure the sleazy victory. This is one of those outrageous ideas that could have only sprung from the mind of Mr. McMahon. Fortunately, McMahon's feud with God was cut short before it could do any further PR damage. Number 6, Owen Hart's affair with Deborah. Owen Hart, a devoted family man outside of wrestling, refused a storyline where Deborah, Jeff Jarrett's real-life wife at the time, was cast as his on-screen girlfriend. Jarrett was also Owen's tag team partner during that time. He was uncomfortable with the plot involving infidelity and suggestive situations as they went against his personal values and respect for his real-life marriage. Unlike some wrestlers who were fine with mixing real life and kayfabe or simply just playing a character on television, Owen drew a firm line. He didn't want to create angles that could embarrass his wife or children or put strains on his personal relationships. His refusal was honored by WWE, and the storyline was quickly dropped, demonstrating the significant respect he had within WWE. Number 5, Goldberg's blonde wig. Yeah, back in 2003, Vince McMahon had a strange idea for Goldberg when he he joined the company, he wanted him to wear a blonde wig. The plan was for Goldberg to lose some kind of match to Triple H and as a result be forced to wear the wig. And this was meant to humiliate him and add a new dimension to his character. However, Goldberg flat out refused. He believed the entire angle of him wearing a wig would significantly harm his intimidating persona, which was an essential part of his appeal and success with fans. Goldberg was known for his intensity and no-nonsense attitude, and a blonde wig would have undermined that. Due to Goldberg's strong resistance, the risk of the storyline backfiring on fans, Vince McMahon ultimately dropped the idea, and we never got to see that blonde wig used again. Number 4, AJ Lee's mentally unstable gimmick. WWE had given AJ Lee a mentally unstable character where she could act erratically, skipping and taking herself down to the ring to cause chaos. However, the storyline was heavily criticized for its insensitive portrayal of mental health issues. Many viewers and mental health advocates felt that it trivialized a serious condition and perpetuated harmful stereotypes. Around the time, WWE was also promoting its Be a Star anti-bullying campaign, working with organizations on their public image, and so continuing this gimmick that, played in light of mental health issues maybe wasn't a good look. Even AJ herself did not want to go along with the character, and as a result, WWE eventually phased out those elements of it, and AJ Lee transitioned into a more straightforward, still eccentric heel persona. Number 3, Muhammad Hassan's terrorist character. When Muhammad Hassan made his WWE debut in 2004, his controversial, inspired by real-life issues character gained some supporters as well as detractors within the WWE fanbase. The company also seemed keen on pushing him into the main event scene. Unfortunately for the plan, the people of London, England, and the London bombings that occurred in July of 2005, WWE felt it was just simply too insensitive to have such a character so active on television after such a tragic real-life thing, especially considering the entire angle with The Undertaker choked out by men wearing black masks and black outfits on an episode of SmackDown just a few days before the terror attacks took place. This was taped but aired around the same time. As a result, after getting pressured by UPN, the network that broadcast SmackDown at the time in the United States, Hassan's character was forced to be written off television and eventually released. Number 2, Heidenreich. Back in 2004, Heidenreich was given the bizarre gimmick where he claimed to be suffering from mental health issues with a monstrous superstar persona, often reciting poetry and attacking other superstars without any provocation. One of his most controversial storylines saw him harassing Michael Cole physically in the bathroom, culminating in a very uncomfortable segment where he recited poetry to a visibly distressed Cole. In this particular angle that generated widespread backlash from fans and critics alike, who found it unsettling and exploitive to say the least. Vince McMahon eventually recognized the controversial nature of the gimmick after receiving significant negative feedback, decided to pull the plug on the entire storyline and transition Heidenreich into a new character direction. Number 1, Vince McMahon is the father of Stephanie McMahon's child? Yeah. When it comes to one of the wildest and most ridiculous ideas that reportedly was connected to Vince McMahon over the years, this one takes the cake. Although he demands a lot from his family in the multi-billion-dollar business that is the WWE as he ran it, this one idea simply went too far. In 2003, Stephanie McMahon, Vince McMahon's daughter, became pregnant in real life with fellow superstar Triple H. Vince decided that he wanted to incorporate this into a reported storyline. That made sense, but his choice for the child's father, that was not Triple H, did not. His first idea was for himself to be the father. But when Stephanie flat out refused, as expected, his next idea was her brother, Shane McMahon. Thankfully, his children once again rejected this pretty disgusting on paper idea that could have put the company in some serious jeopardy. Wow, you watched the whole video. That's awesome. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Hit the like button and subscribe for more wrestling videos just like this.